Hello, I'm Billy Jenkinson for Christian News TY. We're on Old Gapway Road, just out of Salters and off of Highway 52, at the site of the Bethlehem Missionary Baptist Church fire, which occurred on Tuesday, July 16th. It was a terrible loss for our county, our community, and for this church family. We're here today to have a brief discussion with Pastor Otis Prelo and let you see the extent and terrible destruction caused by this fire. This fire has been a terrible loss for Bethlehem Missionary Baptist Church, but this church is not looking at it as a terrible loss. They're looking at it as a wonderful opportunity to build back and to have a community of faith come forward and help them build a new church. What I would like for you to consider as listeners is, how can you help out this church? I feel like as citizens of our county, we have a duty and an obligation to help out a sister church that has been destroyed by fire. It could happen to any of us. And when that does happen, we all need to stick together, come forward, and do whatever we can to help out. I'm here with Pastor Prelo. He's got some ideas of things that can be done, but not only do they need prayers, but they need help, both financial and physical help. He will tell you about making contributions financially. They have some insurance, but certainly have a significant amount that they will need to raise to rebuild. The First Baptist Church in Kingstree has offered a sanctuary building that they own for church services. Many others have come forward with money. But things can be done like clearing this property. Volunteers can do it. Anything to save money. They need hymnals. They need everything a church needs to have a religious service, from a cross right on down to Bibles, hymnals, offering plates, to go back into the business of doing God's business. So give it your prayerful consideration. And let's stick together and help this church out all across our county. It will be wonderful. I know our church, Kingstree United Methodist Church, is going to come forward and help out as others have. And Pastor Prelo, tell our listeners how and what people can do to help out in this time of need.
First of all, I want to say I'm grateful to the Lord, who has been true to his word. He's been faithful to us. He says he would never leave us nor forsake us. And he's been with us through the great help in the hands of the fire department, the various law enforcement. We're grateful for them, for the county of Williamsboro County, who helped us and provided the chairs for our service on last Sunday morning on outside service. All the local funeral homes who provided tents to make sure we had a place of worship. And, we're grateful for Attorney Jenkinson as well, because, if it had not been for the Lord that stirred his heart, and he just reaching out and say, what can I do? What can we do as a community to help you? And he named several things, as far as what the essential of having a church. And, he went down the list from hymnals to Bibles and all the accessories that goes along with it. And but we also need your prayers. We need you to be praying with us and praying for us, that God would take us to a greater level. And we know that God works through people, and if it's so that God put it on the desire of your heart to help us by sowing a seed into our ministry to help us get rebuild. And certainly we're going to need help on the cleanup, once it is released for that purpose. And so if anybody who so desire to sow a seed into our ministry, you may do so through, we have a GoFundMe account under Bethlehem Rebuild or Rebuild Bethlehem. And we also, you can also make deposit into First Citizens Bank. That would be for the purpose of helping us to rebuild. But at this time, we're just grateful in the Lord for what He is doing and what He is going to do. And we are encouraged. We're encouraged by the hands of so many, and so many loves, so many calls, so many prayers. And these are the things that keeps us going as Christians. And so we just thank you for your time, and we pray that the Lord continue to bless you.
In a minute or so, Christian News TY will put up a GoFundMe instructions and also written instructions on how you can contribute. Feel free to call Pastor Prelo. What's your number, Pastor Prelo?
I may be reached at 843-356-0639.
Call him if you can volunteer to clean up, or if you have some particular thing that you can do to help the church out. He would be delighted to hear from you. Stay tuned. In a minute, Christian News TY will give you written instructions on how to make your contribution. But the first thing you can do to help the church out is share this video. Billy Jenkinson and Pastor Prelo for Christian News TY.